My name is Avery Cole, and I'm 28. In a white dress and combat straight posture I never quite shake, I stood beside my new husband, Ethan Carter, ready to cut our cake. Laughter rippled through the room, forks chimed on glass, and yet a cold emptiness settled beneath my ribs. My side of the room, no parents, no sister, just Ethan's family and our friends. We pressed the knife through buttercream when my phone buzzed in the hidden pocket of my gown. A text from Mom. We need to talk now. Below it, 36 missed calls. My stomach dipped like I'd just stepped off a C-130 ramp. Before I get into it, tell me where you're watching from. And if you've ever felt betrayed by your own family, you know how it scorches. To understand how mine abandoned my wedding, I have to rewind. I grew up in a tidy Ohio neighborhood with my parents, Richard and Diane, and my little sister Sloane. We were postcard perfect on the outside, matching pajamas, road trips, fridge magnets from every stop. Inside, I felt like the spare part left on the workbench. Sloane arrived with halo blonde curls and a laugh that dragged sunlight into every room. She danced, she played violin, she charmed. I didn't envy her. I envied how my parents seemed arranged around her like planets around a sun. Sophomore year, I came home waving a letter, accepted into an advanced STEM program. That's great, honey, Mom said, pinning sequins to Sloane's costume. Put it on the counter so your dad can see. 3 days later, Sloane got third at a local competition, and we were at a white tablecloth place, while my parents clinked champagne to our little star. I poked at my pasta and learned the first rule of our house. Applause is for Sloane. It wasn't a one-off. I racked up math and science awards. She racked up spotlights. When my high school graduation landed the same day as her recital, my parents missed the ceremony. You understand, it's important for her future, Mom said. I understood perfectly. It still hurt. College became my escape hatch. I called less, studied more, and joined ROTC, where 0-500 runs taught me the quiet dignity of finishing what you start. I earned a commission and a biomedical engineering degree. 2 things my parents promised they'd fly out to celebrate. The morning of graduation, a text from Mom. Sloane has a callback in New York. So proud of you. Take pictures. The 4th seat I'd reserved stayed empty. The 3rd, too. Only my best friend, Maya Patel, sat in the cheering section, clapping until her hands stung. Maya and I moved to Boston after school, me to a civilian role with a defense medical contractor while drilling with my guard unit, her to psych grad work. She saw it all, holiday fights, the missed birthdays. The way my mothers were so busy could gut me faster than any insult. When I met Ethan at a friend's birthday, I laid the family mess on the table by date 3, waiting for the wince and polite retreat. He reached across the booth, warm brown eyes steady. Avery, that's not normal. You deserved better a long time ago. The sentence landed like a relief drop. Years of wondering if I was too sensitive gave way to a clean diagnosis. Neglect. Therapy, Dr. Rowan, gave the words structure, emotional deprivation, learned hyperindependence, boundary failure. Ethan gave me a safe place to store the armor when I wasn't wearing it. His family, Janet and Thomas Carter, and his sister Hannah, pulled up chairs for me without asking who I'd displaced. You're one of us, Janet said, in the second visit. I cried in their guest bathroom and didn't even pretend it was allergies. I promised myself I'd stop trying out for a part my parents would never cast me in. If I ever had kids, the cycle ended with me. 2 years in, Ethan proposed at the tiny indie theater where we had our first date. The movie glitched, the lights came up, and a montage of our road trips and kitchen dances rolled to our song. He went to one knee with a modest ring and the words that still heat my chest. You're the bravest, kindest person I know. Marry me? I said yes through tears, the audience cheering like we'd just stuck a landing. That night, champagne flutes sweating on our counter, the familiar dread climbed my spine. I needed to call home. They'll be happy, Ethan said, and I heard the half-beat of doubt in his voice. Mom answered on the 4th ring. Oh, well, congratulations, she said, as if I'd told her a distant cousin bought a condo. I tried to build momentum, mentioning a spring wedding, the venue options. That soon, she replied. Keep us posted. Then, brightening, Sloan got the lead in a community show. We're thrilled. Just like that, my news was background noise again. We chose a small historic hall in Cambridge, intimate over extravagant, lilies and hydrangeas, a family-run Mediterranean caterer, a photographer who caught candids better than posed smiles. Invites mailed 4 months out. To my parents, Sloan, a few relatives. Weeks passed. No RSVP. When I called, Mom's voice went vague. We'll try to make it. You know how busy things get. It's my wedding. I kept my tone steady, the way we practice radio checks. Of course, honey, we'll do our best. Doing their best meant declining to help, ducking pre-wedding events, and needing to check on whether Dad could do the father-daughter dance. Through it all, Maya shined. Maid of honor extraordinaire, shower architect, tissue hander. If they don't come, I'm glued to your side, she said. Ethan's family filled in the gaps. Janet wrangled seating charts. Thomas insisted on covering what we'd planned to pay ourselves. Hannah threw me a shower, where every aunt hugged me like I'd always been theirs. Still, I clung to a sliver of hope, like the last chem light in a ruck. Maybe they'd show up this once. 2 weeks before the wedding, I scrolled Instagram on a lunch break and froze. Sloan beaming, hand forward, a sizable diamond. Caption, he asked, I said yes. The comments overflowed. Then I saw Mom's. So happy for our baby girl. Can't wait to celebrate this weekend. This weekend was my wedding day. I called Mom. She sounded chipper until she recognized my voice. Sloan's engaged? I asked. Oh, you saw. Isn't it romantic? He proposed at a vineyard. And that celebrate this weekend thing? She's having a small engagement party, just family and close friends. It's the same day as my wedding. Is it? I thought yours was next week, she said, tone faux confused. Sloan has had this date in mind for a while. How? She got engaged days ago. They knew it was coming, Mom hedged. Then carefully, could you and Ethan reschedule? Deposits are down, people have arranged travel. For a second, I lost language. Reschedule the operation because someone forgot to deconflict? No, I said. We have 60 guests confirmed and signed contracts. Well, she sighed, disappointed in my lack of flexibility. We'll figure something out. You know how important this is to Sloan. It's my wedding, I said, voice gone steady calm, the kind you use when adrenaline spikes. We'll try to catch part of your ceremony, she offered, as if I should applaud the compromise. I hung up, called Maya, and let fury shake my words. That's insane, she said. You changed nothing. If they miss it, that's on them. Ethan's jaw locked when I told him. Our day will be beautiful because of the people who love you, he said. If none of them come? I asked. We still get married, he answered. I cried into his shirt until there was nothing left to wring out. I texted Sloan anyway. Congrats, I wish you'd told me. Any chance you can move your party? I want you at my wedding. Hours later. Thanks, everything's set. Maybe you can swing by after your reception, gonna be epic. The carelessness stung worse than a deliberate slap. As the rehearsal approached, my voicemails to my parents went unanswered. The hall looked like an old-world daydream. Your family not here yet? The coordinator asked. Running late, I lied. Bitterness metallic on my tongue. We started without them. The officiant, our friend Caleb, kept it warm and light. Ethan's teenage cousin marched the rings with a solemnity that cracked everyone up. My phone buzzed as we wrapped. A text from Mom. Busy preparing for Sloan's party. Good luck at the rehearsal. Love you. I put the phone away and squared my shoulders. Dinner was in a cozy Italian place nearby. Janet quietly removed the place cards with my parents' names and closed the gaps like she was sewing up a wound. We toasted, we ate. I slipped to the restroom and did tactical breathing until my pulse slowed. Back at the table, Maya promised coffee at 0900, hair and makeup, everything handled. You won't be alone, she said. I've got you. Tradition sent Ethan to his best man's that night and me to a hotel room I filled with the hum of the AC and the tiny, cruel thought that maybe my dad would still call to confirm he'd walk me down the aisle. I dialed. He picked up, distracted breath in my ear. "Dad," I said, "will you be there to walk me?" A long pause. "Your mother needs my help with Sloane's party, kiddo." "More important than my wedding," my voice cracked. "That's not fair," he said. "We didn't realize dates conflicted." "There's no conflict," I said. "You made a choice." "I'm sorry you feel that way," he answered, the kind of sentence that means nothing and everything, and hung up. A text pinged from Maya. "So sorry, family emergency, might be late, but I'll be there before the ceremony. Don't worry. Something about it felt wrong." I doom-scrolled until Sloane's story popped, a dress fitting. The boutique tag was the same place Maya had mentioned needing to swing by earlier in the week. I tapped the likes. Maya's handle glowed with a comment, "Stunning. Can't wait for tomorrow." My stomach dropped. I called Maya. Voicemail, I texted, "Are you going to Sloane's instead of my wedding?" The typing dots appeared, vanished, returned. Finally, "I'm so sorry," Sloane asked. "I thought I could do both. Timing won't work. I should have told you." The betrayal hit like a door blown open in a windstorm. I shut off my phone and cried until sleep found me like a blackout. Morning. A knock. "Avery, it's Jenna Park. I'm downstairs with coffee and bagels." Jenna was my junior year roommate, invited out of nostalgia. I cracked the door, puffy-eyed. She hugged me like she meant it. I told her everything in gulps. She listened, then straightened. "Okay, your family and Maya are being trashed today. I'm here. If you'll have me, I'm stepping in as maid of honor. We're going to make this day beautiful." The hair and makeup team arrived at 900, right on schedule. Brushes, pins, and soft jokes did their magic. Jenna anticipated needs I didn't have words for. Water, tissues, a playlist I loved. I slid into my dress, lace skimming my shoulders, and grief pressed close. No mother to settle my veil, no father offering his arm. A knock. Thomas, Ethan's dad, stood in the doorway in his tux, hands gentle at his sides. "I heard your father might not make it," he said. "If you want someone to walk you down the aisle, it would be my honor." Tears blurred my yes. "The honor's mine," he replied, eyes shining. "You've already made our son happier than we've ever seen him." At the venue, I handed Jenna my phone. "Airplane mode," I said. "I want this hour clean." She nodded and tucked it away. The coordinator counted down from 5. Music rose. Thomas offered his arm. My breath hitched. The aisle stretched ahead, faces turning, soft gasps cresting and breaking. Then I found Ethan at the end, and the world narrowed to the exact width of his smile. We wrote our own vows. Ethan's made the guests laugh, and me cry. "I promise to celebrate your wins like they're mine," he said. "To build a home where your worth is never up for debate. Today, we make a family that never rations its love." I promised him steadiness and softness, leadership and laughter, the kind of loyalty that doesn't need orders. The reception glowed, twinkle lights, lily centerpieces, plates we'd taste-tested months ago. If anyone clocked that my side of the room was thin, they were kind enough to pretend they didn't. We swayed to "At Last" by Etta James for our first dance. When the father-daughter song cued, Thomas took my hands and we moved together. "Your family," he murmured. "That's what family does." We cut the cake. Buttercream slipped under the knife. Cameras clicked. My phone buzzed where I'd tucked it back into my dress during cocktails. I glanced down. A text from Mom. "We need to talk now." Under it, a stack of missed call notifications. Mom, Dad, Sloane. 36 in the last hour. Ethan saw my face. "Emergency? I don't know." "You don't owe them your wedding night," he said gently. The soldier in me wanted to triage. The daughter in me still hoped. "Give me 5 minutes," I said. He kissed my temple. I stepped into the garden, dialed Mom. She answered on the first ring, crying. "Avery, thank God, we've been trying to reach you." "I was getting married," I said, not bothering to sand the edge off. "What's so urgent?" "It's Sloane," she said, voice breaking. Colin called off the engagement right in the middle of the party. He said he couldn't go through with it because Because Sloane told him what she did to you. My knees buckled onto a bench. What did she do to me? She lied about everything. She scheduled her party over your wedding on purpose. She told us you moved your date and didn't want us there. She showed us texts, fake texts, saying you were having a private ceremony with Ethan's family because they're your real family. She deleted your real messages when she had our phones. She even intercepted your invitation. I stared at the hedge like it might answer for the universe. Why would you believe I wouldn't want you there after all my calls? The voicemails? We see it now, Dad's voice cut in, speakerphone. We should have called you directly. We were ashamed. We knew we'd failed you for years, so when Sloane said you didn't want us, part of us believed we deserved it. What about Maya? I asked, bleak curiosity turning the gears. Sloane told her you'd replaced her as maid of honor, Mom said. She showed Maya fake messages saying you'd only asked out of obligation. She convinced Maya it would be kinder to go to the party than watch you pretend without her. My breath went shallow. Where is Sloane? She ran out after Colin confronted her. We don't know where she is. Avery, we're so sorry. We failed you. I can't do this right now, I said. I'm at my reception. Of course, Dad said quickly. Could we see you tonight or tomorrow, whenever you say? I stared at the hall lights winking through the glass, then at my ring. We'll be back at the hotel around 11, I said. Lobby. I told Ethan everything. Shock chased anger, chased disbelief across his face. That's not jealousy, that's sabotage, he said. We can push this talk until after the honeymoon. I need to hear them say it, I said. I need to know what they thought they were believing about me. We did the last dances, the last hugs, the pedal send-off. At 11:15, my parents shuffled into the hotel lobby looking hollowed out. Mom stepped forward, arms open. I stepped back without thinking. Ethan suggested a small, empty meeting room. We went in. The quiet rang. Dad spoke first. We don't expect forgiveness. Missing your wedding, believing Sloane, that's on us. Why was it easy to believe I didn't want you? I asked. What kind of relationship did we have in your heads? They traded a look. A guilty one, Dad said. We knew we'd played favorites. We knew we'd skipped your milestones. When Sloane said you were cutting us out, we believed we'd earned it. It was cowardice, Mom whispered. We should have fought for you. Where's Sloane now? We don't know, Dad said. When we find her, we'll get her help. I studied them. Two people shrunk by the weight of their own choices. Part of me mourned the family we could have been. I can't forgive you tonight, I said. Maybe not ever fully, but if you're serious about change, we can try to build something new. Yes, Mom said instantly, anything. That means therapy, I said. Individual, family, real accountability, not just a burst of remorse. We'll do it, Dad said. We'll do whatever it takes. We talked for an hour, no magic fix, no cinematic group hug, just the first pry on a rusted door. When Ethan and I finally rode the elevator up, he squeezed my hand. You okay? Not yet, I said, but I think I will be. 6 months blurred into routines. Sunday market runs, gear stowed in the hall closet for drill weekends, a honeymoon's worth of Greek sunlight tucked into our bones. My parents kept their word. They saw Doctor. Leland, together, and separately. We started family therapy on Thursdays, a time slot that felt like a small truce. Healing isn't linear, Dr. Leland said when a session went sideways. Progress, setback, progress. Stay in the room. Sloane disappeared for 3 days after the party disaster, then called from a hotel, panicked and ashamed. My parents brought her home and found her a therapist. I didn't see her for 2 months. When I finally did, we met at a quiet cafe. She looked smaller. I don't know how to start, she said. Sorry feels like confetti after a storm. Why? I asked. Why go that far to wreck my wedding? She stared into her cup. Jealousy's the headline, she said. But the footnotes are longer. I grew up believing I had to perform to be loved. They praised me out loud, but at home they held you up like a measuring stick. Focused, disciplined, stable. The more perfect I tried to be, the more hollow I felt. You built a life. I built an audience. She swallowed. When you got engaged, I wanted what you had. When I couldn't have it, I wanted to smash it. It was cruel. I know that now. I'm getting help. I don't expect forgiveness. I didn't hand her absolution, but I let the conversation be a beginning. My parents tried, awkwardly and earnestly. Mom called to ask about my projects instead of giving me Sloan updates. Dad sent articles on medtech and asked real questions. The fortress I'd built around my chest developed a few windows. Maya was harder. When she learned the truth, she sent flowers, emails, voice notes. I ignored them for weeks. Finally, I answered a call. I should have checked with you, she said, voice raw. I should have known you wouldn't replace me like that. Yes, I said. That's the part that hurts. I can't undo it, she said. I can only try to earn back your trust if you let me. Trust isn't a recruitment you can rush. We started with sparse texts, then coffee once a month. The old ease didn't snap back, but something sturdier started to grow. Meanwhile, Jenna kept showing up, lunches, movie nights, the quiet, kind of friend who doesn't need a spotlight to be present. On our first anniversary, we hosted a small dinner, just a few friends and Ethan's family, and tentatively mine. My parents brought a photo album they'd made, me with science fair ribbons, me in a cap and gown, little me in a hand-me-down hoodie. Sloan arrived soft-spoken, a thoughtful gift tucked under her arm. After dessert, Ethan tapped his glass, eyes bright. He looked at me, I nodded. We wanted to wait until today, he said. We're expecting June. The room lifted in one collective inhale. Cheers, the clatter of forks, my mother crying openly for the first time over news of mine. Dad's grin went goofy. Sloan hugged me, whispering, "You're going to be an incredible mom." Later, rinsing plates, Ethan asked, "Are you happy with where things stand?" "I'm at peace," I said. "It's not tidy. Sometimes old hurts flash like lightning, but we're building something different. That's enough for now." I rested a hand on my still flat stomach. Our kid will know they're loved without earning it. We'll set boundaries like guardrails, not walls. No more golden child, no more ghost child. From that wedding day to this fuller present, I've learned families are not monuments. They're maintenance projects. You sand, you paint, you replace rotten beams. You decide what can be restored and what needs to be left behind. Boundaries are part of the blueprint. So is walking away when a structure is unsafe. Forgiveness, I've learned, isn't a single salute. It's a practice. 1,000 small choices to understand, to protect yourself, to release what you can without pretending nothing happened. It's after-action reviews and course corrections. And sometimes it's choosing not to re-enter the field of fire. As Ethan and I look ahead, parenthood, new duty stations for me if needed, long breakfasts, short tempers, the ordinary magic of a life, we're carrying forward a different set of rules. I'm not the daughter begging for a seat anymore. I'm a woman who knows her worth, a soldier who can stand down and soften, a partner who can ask for help, a future mother who will not ration love. That day my heart broke. Standing at my own wedding under lilies and light, it didn't end me. It made space. It healed into something tougher and kinder. For that, in a way I never expected, I'm grateful. Have you ever had to rebuild trust after a deep cut? How did you balance protecting yourself with opening the door a crack? Share below. And if this story found you where you needed it, like and subscribe for more true-to-life journeys. Remember, healing isn't erasing the scar. It's learning how to carry it, proof you survived the fire and came back with clearer eyes, stronger boundaries, and a steadier hand on your own life.